Oh, that stuff tears so easy now. Like the string. And I found out talking to them that they actually go cheap on the threading that holds it together. It saves them like $1 per bag. Listen, when you're a multinational company.
Yes. So you are looking at the
with
cost.
JOKAJOK, and I'm not going to say that's the only brand that does this, but I know for a fact they do it.
We're talking about Ted Josiah, something that he probably did not even know coming in, and Ali, we were all surprised.
Yeah, I think we were really shocked that you know Ted Josiah.
Yeah,
and you've actually spoken to him. Actually, talk to us about.
And by the way, Omosh doesn't even know this.
Yeah, talk to us about the interaction you had with Ted Josiah, and maybe talk about his business.
All right, so Ted Josiah, I got to know him as an African manufacturer. Okay. So as I'm always looking for people who are adding value in Africa, and because I see it as something that can be replicated in Ghana, in Cote d'Ivoire, in places where I have my investments and stuff I want to see happen. And so I'm sitting here, I'm going through here, I'm just looking through African business. I come across this company called JOKAJOK, and I start researching who is this guy, who's putting this together, because it's vertical integration of bag manufacturing. So the stuff is beautiful.
What do you mean by vertical integration?
So what that means is that the raw materials, the value added, actually turning it into bags and suitcases and wallets, and then the distribution and marketing is fully vertically integrated in Kenya. It's not like parts of it are coming from Asia and parts are coming from here, and it's sold through stores, through a Macy's outlet. It's completely vertically integrated, so all the money stays circulating in the Kenyan economy, which is the exact type of businesses. And it sounds silly just to be looking at one example of a bag manufacturer, but it's so critical to the development of a country that the value chain stays vertical and it causes circulation. We call it velocity of money. And the stuff he's producing is so good.
The bags, the luggage,
yes.
the
JOKAJOK.
The quality is good.
The
quality is
bags.
Really good.
If you've ever been to a car show and you went and sat in a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, you know that really good smell that you get?
Premium.
That premium smell.
Yes.
And you go up and you'll sit there and you're going to hold the bag, and people are going to think you're weird. Because you're going to be like in the airport holding your bag up and smelling it. Because it's all raw leather. It's like the best, because again, when you're building bags, so an interesting thing that I learned about that, right? It all comes down to the cattle, right? So you got to get the best leather, because without the best leather, it's like trying to build a fast car without a good engine, right? Doesn't matter what you do, bad leather is bad leather. And in Kenya, they have just this perfect strain of cows that they get it from. Louis Vuitton doesn't have access to it. Chanel doesn't have access to it.
Wow.
None of these guys. And I don't mean anything against anyone who is Louis Vuitton or Chanel. All I'm saying is that your bags are not as good as JOKAJOK because you don't have the best materials. That's it. Wow. JOKAJOK, and they're all handcrafted. So I've seen how they've developed it. Like it's intense artisan work. This is not like Louis Vuitton. They're being pressed out of a machine. The machine, shh. These are handmade. It's ultra high luxury. And the only reason these things aren't thousands of dollars is because of vertical integration. See, if JOKAJOK, if they tried to do what they were doing, but they used traditional methods where they would just source here, their bags would cost several $1,000s. But because you have a lot of efficiency by vertically integrating, they're producing these products that I think they're probably the best in the world right now.
Ted Josiah, I hope you've heard.
Ted Josiah.
Wow.
You know this video?
I think Ted now needs to come on the show and tell us more about this JOKAJOK.
Yes, I think Ted, you've earned your spot here on the show. and of course, I was telling Brad, like when he mentioned Ted, I told him Ted is a legend in Kenya.
I knew he was a movie producer, a music producer.
I
didn't know how amazing he was. I thought he was a bag manufacturer who also.
That's something he started doing in less than between the last 5 to 7 years.
Think of when in music. Think of by American standards. Think of Quincy Jones. Mm-hmm. Think of That's where Ted Josiah was.
That's incredible.
In the Kenyan music industry.
Absolutely humble guy too. Absolutely great. He's answered questions I've asked about the bag. He's just absolutely A-rate guy. One of the better people I've ever met. I really like the guy.
Okay, JOKAJOK.
You see why you need to land in Kenya?
You know what? Okay, you guys have sold me.
I mean,
I was trying to help.
in fact, if anything,
Yeah.
now you have a reason to go and see JOKAJOK for yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, would that be a fun crossover episode? I would love to do that.
Yeah,
wow.
In terms of from a manufacturing perspective and leather, you talked about leather with the whole tanning process and all of
Yes.
that. There's actually a ton, and when I say a ton, there's quite a number in Kenya of other
Yes.
people who are doing leather. They may not be doing it at that high level that he is, but there's small shops where you have guys like maybe one or two people who are actually like sewing the bags and doing belts and doing shoes, and they're doing, and you can go order a customized bag. Like, I mean, I've done it. I go to other people and I ordered a customized bag, and they even, stamp it with my name on it and everything. And it's, embroidered into the thing. And I pick the materials, the buckle, and I build my bag the way I want it.
It's incredible. It's a true luxury experience.
Correct. But what I end up paying for that bag, if I paid $150, I paid a lot of money for that bag that I customized. And I'm talking about a big duffel bag, about this big.
But let's put it
But
this way.
so his stuff, yes.
Are you losing with the bag that you got? Have you lost any bit of quality over the high price stuff that you'd get from Italy or Paris?
No.
Do you ever feel like, oh my gosh, this leather's just not as good?
Oh, no. And actually, you talked about leather being that you have to have the right leather.
You have to have the right
The
cattle.
first bag that they did, because they picked a piece of leather that was, because when leather is damaged, it's damaged.
Yep.
It's not like
It's skin.
It's not like you can repair
It can be fixed.
No, you can't. And so when I got the bag, because the bag was delivered to me, I looked at the bag and I'm like, okay, this looks good. And then I look at this other piece, I'm like, oh no. And it's because it was, I think whoever put the bag together didn't look at it. It had a flaw. So he shouldn't have used that piece on that bag. He could have used that piece somewhere else, but not on the bag. And so I called the guy back and I took a picture and I showed it to him. And he's like, okay, I'm going to send somebody, pick the bag up. And they replaced that particular piece.
It's incredible
Took the
service.
bag apart, put it back together, and gave me full leather that's, not damaged. So, and you're right. If it's damaged, it's damaged. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yep.
So yeah.
And I can tell you, so when you get into I've gone through my bag phase, getting all the fancy stuff, and I can't tell you how many times I have to take my stuff into the Louis Vuitton repair shop because the stuff tears so easy now. Like the string, and I found out talking to them that they actually go cheap on the threading that holds it together. It saves them like $1 per bag. Listen, when you're a multinational company,
yes. So you're looking at the
with
cost.
JOKAJOK, and I'm not going to say that's the only brand that does this, but I know for a fact they do it. They're using. No one notices. You will never notice the thread that's holding your bag together. How do you know if it's good or not? You have to rely on the manufacturer.
Yes.
The stuff that they're producing in Africa, it's again part of vertical integration. That's stuff that no one cares about. The thread is so far beyond what these major bag manufacturers are doing. I don't hate the stuff that I've bought over the years because whatever, it's a brand name, it has value, all that stuff, yada yada yada. So do baseball cards, right? But but as far as something that I want to use every single day, I want to use something like JOKAJOK because number one, it gets way more attention. Like when you're showing someone that you have like a bespoke African brand, everybody's seen Louis Vuitton, most everybody's seen Chanel. It's not a big deal. All you do is you look like someone who has a little bit too much money and you just want to show off. But when you have real classy stuff,
yes,
that's something that causes conversations. People are saying, I think that's what people, when they go for like brands, what they're looking for is that type of reaction. But you're not going to get that by going to brand names. You're getting it by going to ultra high quality. And so there's my plug for JOKAJOK.
Wow, Ted Josiah, you've heard this.
He has been plugged on the show. In fact, we need to call him for our bill.
We need to send him an invoice.
Yes, we send him.
I've never charged anybody.
We'll send him an
I paid
invoice.
full price for my bags, guys. I paid full price for everything.
We'll send Ted an invoice, and next to it we put a picture of Brad.
Yeah, but Ted is doing an amazing job.
Yeah, those bags.
And,
they're good, right?
And I think he brought his skill and perfection in music to the manufacturer
That's
of
a good
bags.
point.
He's
Yes.
so